What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It is a rainy Wednesday afternoon here in Findlay, Ohio, and I'm getting ready to check out a new beer. We have a guest with us today. Anderson is coming from, where you at, Anderson?
I'm in the beautiful Secaucus area of New Jersey,
Listen, I'm not
where
going
it
to
is a balmy 65 degrees, and it was sunny earlier today, but now that it's like 8 o'clock at night, it's beautiful clear skies and still in the low 60s.
really. We had a bit of snow earlier. When I come out of work, I had a little bit of little light flurries. It was nice in the day and started to get shitty as the day went on. So, sounds like you're winning, even though you're in the People's Republic of New Jersey. I never thought I'd say that.
Of course, I'm in a hotel. I'm getting warnings that my internet connection is unstable. So if this is kind of matrixy, my apologies.
So Anderson is actually on tour right now. Who are you out on tour with, my brother?
Whitechapel, the legendary deathcore band from Knoxville, Ohio. Knoxville, Ohio. Jesus Christ, I mean, Knoxville, Tennessee.
I thought,
wow.
I thought maybe
had a few beers.
Ohio, I'm unaware of. Now, to be fair, before we did the video, we did have a few beers with Don from Don's Beer Reviews. So check my brother Don out. We had a great time drinking some beers. Maybe we had too many beers before we started this one, but
we probably did. But Don's amazing.
That's right. We had a great time with our brother, and now we're going to do a video. So since today is Wednesday, and I haven't done one in a while, we're doing a WTF Wednesday. For those of you who may be new to the channel, WTF Wednesday is the one day a week when I try a beer that's, usually something I wouldn't do on the channel. So this may mean we do macro level stuff like Bud, Miller, Coors. Sometimes we do stranger offerings, more creative offerings from microbreweries. So in the past, we did Ernest Brewworks did a beer wine hybrid. And today we are going to do Modelo Especial. So this is probably a beer that many of you have had before. I haven't reviewed it on the channel yet. What do you think, Anderson? Have you seen many reviews on Modelo?
No, I haven't. And we kind of picked this beer because we could both find it in our respective locations.
Yeah, it was a tough situation. I was thinking maybe we would do that new zero carb Bud Light one or whatever that everybody has, but I've seen too many of them pop up recently. So figured we go with this. It was available in North Jersey and Northwest Ohio. Modelo, is not a beer I generally seek out. I mean, it is something when you go to a Mexican restaurant around here, you do see frequently. I've had one from time to time. I will say when I go to a Mexican restaurant, I usually go for Dos Equis. The Amber is my go-to beer at a Mexican restaurant.
Dos Equis, or if I can find it, Tecate is one of my go-to Mexican beers.
I think that's rapidly growing. I thought I saw that's one of the hottest beers in America right now, that Tecate is, their sales numbers are through the roof. What else do you see? You tend to see these. Maybe you see Pacifico.
Everybody knows Corona. Corona is like the mainstay, the main like macro Mexican lager or whatever you want to call it.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of
the Dos Equis, Tecates.
Sol.
After that,
Sol.
I think Sol's only like the southwest.
I had
really Sol in the north.
I had that when I was in Cancun in the 90s. Wasn't a huge fan of it. I'm not a fan of Corona in general. Although, like I said, Dos Equis I quite like, either the Amber or the Negro. Either one of those, I'm down with those.
Yeah, so Dos Equis is a solid beer.
Yeah, usually they're my go-to. So it'll be fun to do this one for WTF Wednesday. All right. Go ahead.
This beer is kind of interesting because one thing you don't see a lot of, I don't know if you guys can see this on the video, but it's wrapped in this gold foil.
What else used to do this? Michelob back in the day. Michelob did it, and St. Pauli had the silver foil, right?
I don't remember that.
St. Pauli had
a little older than I am.
2 years. This is sacrilege. This slander. I think he had a silver foil. Lowenbrau.
Beck's had the silver foil. Beck's had
a foil. I think Lowenbrau might have as well. A few of the beers did back in the day, but you don't really see it as much anymore. Now, the gold foil de oro, this is another level here, my friend. I don't know the word for foil in Spanish. I'm sorry. I did take it in high school and college, but my Spanish isn't great.
Foilo?
Was it?
I don't know. I'm making that up.
Yeah, I don't know. So this one here is, let's see, was it say the percentage on here? ABV. This is 12 fluid ounces, brewed in Mexico.
Didn't you do your research and look it up on Untapped?
I did. I
Well, it
don't
does
think
say it. It says it right here: 4.4% alcohol by volume.
4.4, so relatively light beer, probably go well with a meal. As
It actually
far as,
also has the calories, the carbs, the protein, all that kind of nonsense.
what does it say? Oh, here we go. You're
Still
right.
fine.
Uh,
For 12 fluid ounces, average analysis: 143 calories, 13.5 grams of carbs, 1.1 grams of carbs, zero point zero grams of fats.
so it's low fat. That's the selling point for
This is
us.
low fat.
All right.
Golden, full flavored Pilsner style lager with a clean, crisp finish.
Well, ratings wise, to be fair, it doesn't do terrible for kind of a light lagerish kind of thing. Untapped 3.1, Beer Advocate 2.86. A little bit low, but it sounds manageable. Need a bottle opener.
Time to open this.
Yeah, I expected it to be a twist. I don't know why. Got to open it.
I got my handy dandy beat up Budweiser keychain
So
bottle
you're
opener.
using,
Yeah.
I'm using the straight razor that I picked up today.
And I'm gonna pour it into this like glorious high end plastic hotel cup.
Very fancy. I'm gonna go with a Flatheads glass. Let's see what we got. This on Beer Advocate, like the aggregate score is a 67 pour.
That's odd. I
Yeah.
mean, I would
Well,
think for your average lager, it would be a little higher than that. But
it's one of those IMDb things. I think because Untapped is a 3.1, which is pretty middle of the road. Yet the Beer Advocate score is lower. Now, again, Untapped is more regular folks just checking in. More Beer Advocate, I think, is people take the time to actually do a review, put a lot of stuff in. So, a little bit different. Now, as to the color, I don't have my Brew HQ chart with me. It's in the garage, in the
I mean, that's
beer
crystal
shed.
clear.
Yeah, crystal clear, light yellow. I mean, I think if I'm eating well, this is probably the color of my urine generally, right? Like a light yellow,
Yeah.
quite clear. Huh?
Eat a handful of vitamins in the morning, and the
That's what you
first
get, right?
evacuation after that, it's that color.
Yeah, fair amount of carbonation, a little small bubbles there. The head disappeared like a fart in the wind. It was very thin and white and then was gone.
It was gone
Give it
quickly.
a sniff. See what you pick up there. I may still be slightly post COVID, so I'll defer to your nose.
I mean, it as I spilled it everywhere, it smells like a Mexican lager. I mean, it's
Yeah,
got that stereotypical Mexican lager smell.
yeah. I mean, it's like a slight adjunct
I,
kind of smell.
I don't really know how to describe it, but it's that smell that the minute you smell it, you know it's a Mexican lager.
I will say this though. Usually with stuff like this, you tend to get like a sweet corn smell, like the adjunct corn. Or if you have beers that are made with corn or rice, they tend to have like kind of a sweet smell, which
Yeah,
is
but it's not like the Bush Light whatever adjunct corn smell.
yeah. Well, it's not
it's a
offensive.
different.
It's not offensive, and it's usually they're overly sweet and kind of gross, and I don't think this is. I mean, at least again, I had COVID a month ago, maybe I'm a little off. This just kind of smells like beer. It's there. It's not off-putting, not overly sweet, not gross. I mean,
No,
it's
but
all right.
a lot of those adjunct lagers, like I'm going to go back to Bush and those things,
Mm,
smell like corn adjuncts,
mm,
and you know that's what it is. And
mm.
this smells like a Mexican lager. There's a subtle difference that I can't just like put into words, but you can discern between an American adjunct lager and a Mexican adjunct lager.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Maybe,
sure it's
maybe it's
probably
the
just the
water,
ingredients or whatever is in
maybe it's the ingredients, but it smells like
it. Mm.
your typical Mexican lager.
Yeah, there's nothing off-putting about it. If someone served you this,
Yeah,
you would smell it and be like, "Oh my God, what's this?" But, well,
no, it smells like Tecate, Corona, something like that. Let's taste
yeah,
it.
let's give it a shot, my brother.
Cheers from North Jersey.
Cheers from Northwest Ohio. Body is medium light. Not as light as it could be. To me, Corona and things like that are way too light. They border on watery. This is on the lighter end of medium. What do you think?
Yeah, it's very light bodied, but not like watery bodied. I mean, there's still some
Yeah.
substance to it.
Hmm. As far
Uh,
as the flavor, what are you thinking? You picking up anything discernible?
Again, it's your typical Mexican adjunct lager,
Mm-hmm.
and I keep going back to this. I can't put into words how to differentiate between a Mexican adjunct and an American adjunct,
Mm.
other than when you taste it, you can tell the difference. You can taste the difference, and this has that difference.
Like that nice cerveza taste.
It's just like to throw the ball in your court. Who was that Supreme Court justice that described porn? Where he said, "I can't
Oh, I know.
define it."
When you're talking about obscenity, they talk about obscenity, and they say
So yes,
you know it when you see it, essentially. So
right.
that's where you go. Well,
You can't describe it, but you know it when you see it, and that's what goes on with these Mexican style adjunct lagers. That's what this is.
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
describe it, but I know it when I taste it.
Well, I mean, I think this. You pick
It's
up
not a bad thing. Not
no,
a bad thing at all.
you pick up a little bit of like a light sweetness to it, but it's not so sweet that it's gross. You pick up maybe a little bit of maltiness, but nothing remotely close to malty. What you'd look at like with, maybe like things like Scotch ales or some of the Oktoberfest or Helles. You kind of pick up that malt taste. The malt's there, the sweetness is there, the hops is non-existent essentially. Um, this is a beer I think that's designed to be drank on very warm weather. You're sitting out at the beach, you're working out, and I mean, I worked construction for years before I went to school and did what I did. You're working out in the heat, a nice day. This is what you reach for, something like this. Sessionable, light, crisp, a little bit of sweetness to it, tiny bit of malt to it, no real hop presence to speak of. Sessionable, enjoyable.
Absolutely. I mean, you can definitely drink quite a few of these, especially on a hot summer day. You would reach for this,
Yeah, man, if you're at a
and
ballpark,
and,
this you'd go for no problem.
and surprisingly, for a beer that's in a clear bottle, no protection from light whatsoever, it doesn't have that light struck taste.
Yeah. I mean, usually when you talk about the lighter color bottles, clear or green, the Heineken notoriously skunky beers. I think this is solid. I mean, is this something that I would drink regularly? Of course not. It's really not my style of beer. I tend to like maltier beers. I tend to like darker stouts and things like that. But if somebody served me one of these, no problem. I would drink another one.
Could you drink a 6 pack of them?
Well, I'm going to have to. I bought six of them, and I think I'm two in. I drank one when we were chatting with Don, and we got another one here. So yeah, I mean, I would drink six of these, and it wouldn't be a problem. To me, this will sound odd. I mean, I would prefer this to Miller or some of the other American macro kind of beers. I would take this over that.
100% agree with that. I would absolutely take this over a Miller Lite, Coors Light, Bud Light, something like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
there's
it's not big
even
flavor. It's not anything like that, but it's sessionable. It's there, non-offensive. You could do much worse.
it's not big flavor, but it's not offensive flavor either. It's a nice subtle beer. Like especially when you're thirsty, want something. It's a
Yeah.
good beer to drink.
So then the $1 million question: what do you give it? Do you give it the thumbs up?
From beautiful downtown Secaucus, I will give it a thumbs up.
There you go, a Soprano style thumbs up. And I'm in beautiful, chilly, cold Northwest Ohio, Findlay, Ohio. I give it a thumbs up as well. Again, not something that I'd regularly seek out, but if you're in a Mexican restaurant, they have this, you could do much worse. If you're working, it's a warm day out in the sun, I could put these away all day long. So two big thumbs up for Modelo Especial from the Grupo Modelo. And this is made in, does it say what city? Is it Mexico City?
I don't know, but it says it's imported from a company by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
It
So
does.
the opposite order is importing it.
Do you know what will be quite odd? I mean, a lot of times you see, you've seen this with like Foster's or the other beers. You think like, oh, they're from Australia. They're not. They're made in like Canada or the U.S. or somewhere. I don't see where it says this is made.
Well, it says it's imported, so if it's imported,
Oh, here we go.
Brewed and bottled by
Really?
Cerveceria Modelo,
Nava.
Nava, Mexico.
So it is actually from Mexico and imported from south of us to north of us to come back down south to where we are. So all in
So
all,
they fly it all the way up to Chicago to do whatever they have to do to
so
clear customs.
all in all, solid beer. 2 thumbs up from us. If you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Have you had Modelo Especial? Have you had any other of these Mexican style beers? If so, which is your favorite? Again, I like this Modelo, but I will still say Dos Equis Amber, for my money, is the best one of the Mexican beers. I'm sure there's tons of Mexican craft beers out there. I just haven't seen any of them. The only stuff I ever see is the macros. How about you?
Tecate is my go-to,
Yeah.
but Dos Equis is also a very good beer.
Yeah. So
I would not complain about either one of those.
yeah. So is what it is. Thank you for joining us on this WTF Wednesday. Until next time, cheers.
Cheers.